Something I've been paying attention to with the Suns early in this season is, especially with the many new pieces they have and the skills that they all have, is how they get into things after an initial play breaks down or is stopped, or if the pace is muddy as they process through it. And it's going to be like a three-part thing here, and this is going to be the first of those three. So we're going to see as they get into this first one, this first quarter, Devin Booker gets an initial under, so that's an automatic rescreen that they're going to get into with Nurkic, setting a screen on Anthony Edwards, eventually getting into an over based off of his positioning on the screen. So Devin Booker gets the over. Now they get downhill. Gobert's already sitting there waiting in his customary drop. So Devin Booker does a great job with that skip pass. That gets the defense rotating a little bit after the initial look is not there. So what do you do after an initial action is broken down and defended well? Now we're going to see it swing into the post, and this is a layer that the Suns have not had that they are able to unlock with Nurkic. So now they're going to respace after the pass has entered the post, and look at what Grayson Allen is getting into. We talk about the three-player actions that the Suns always flow into. This is going to end up being like a kind of split action, also just like a little bit of almost like Chicago, where it's a screen into a handoff. Devin Booker's able to get downhill, and now he's attacking the defense, and he gets a layup. Defense defended it well. We're going to see a little bit more of that here as the Suns look like they're trying to set up initially for a wide pin down, as we're going to see Durant get to this corner here on the opposite side of the floor. Nurkic is going to kind of start walking over there as if he's going to set a quick pin down in an empty corner for Durant to flow off of. At the same time, we see a Koji setting a screen here for Devin Booker, so there's confusion in the offense in the early portion of the clock. Nonetheless, look at how they process through it, and also notice, A, how quickly they do so, B, what they revert back to in terms of an automatic almost essentially in terms of when the action breaks down, and then also how it almost seamlessly occurs and it generates pace for them to play off of and the advantage that's created from it. So as we let the film roll, we're going to see Devin Booker coming off this screen here, and we also see at the same time Nurkic was running over to set that wide pin down like I mentioned. Eventually, Devin Booker just ultimately turns the corner, and he's going to put pressure on the paint. He's going to kick it back out to Nurkic, and now look, they're looking around just kind of trying to figure out what to do next. Durant sets this screen here for Devin Booker, and now this looks a lot like their Chicago action when they flow out of the outer thirds from the baseline up. Devin Booker's going to come off, get into the handoff, get a paint touch, threaten the nail, and then Koji gets a wide open three opposite of it. This isn't necessarily keeping pace. This is just more so to zoom in on their process in a late clock type scenario where things are stagnant as they try to get into an advantage, and they're trying to eat away at the clock and minimize the possessions left at the end of a quarter or a game potentially. This was fun. So we're going to see, obviously, Devin Booker with the ball, and he's got Jaden McDaniels guarding him. Anthony Edwards is guarding Kevin Durant. And then the other third player in this action is going to obviously be Eubanks, who's being guarded by Rudy Gobert. So the Suns don't necessarily want to go directly at McDaniels because he's one of the best at the point of attack and in navigating screens in the NBA. They would much rather have another matchup that's directly involved in the action. So what they're going to do here cleverly is they're going to have Durant set a quick hunt screen for Anthony Edwards, well, with Anthony Edwards on him, rather, for Devin Booker, who's being guarded by McDaniels again. That's going to induce a switch here between the two, as we see Edwards is now on Devin Booker as they respace. And then the Suns get a little bit of a flare screen just to make sure that there's no switch and double or things like that that come into play. Now they're going to get into the action they really want to, which is the spread pick and roll here for Devin Booker. He's going to be able to attack. And then it's dropped with Rudy Gobert, so he's going to get into a pull-up three, and he knocks that down. Great process there from the Suns. And now